Hello everyone, I'm here again with my coffee. I hope you're ready to dive deeper into World of Warcraft, see what they have in store for us. Looks like you still have some time to get some coffee as well. If you want to join me with a coffee, now is the time. Although for a lot of you, I know that you are somewhere in the time zones where the coffee right now would be pretty silly because it's probably middle of the night. But for me in Straya, mate, it's 10:35 and right on schedule for the World of Warcraft deep dive to get started. If you're watching this as a video on demand later, once the stream has finished, because this one isn't intended to be too long based on the schedule, we will see if we go into the next segment here, World of Warcraft making of something. I'm not particularly interested right now. I would much rather switch to Diablo and talk about Diablo separately on a separate stream, but I have a plan to stream a few things today. I'm a very noob. I cannot even call myself a streamer. This is like a second one I'm doing ever. So please forgive the quality. Please forgive whatever. Still up! Oh my god, Meadow's wife. I blame Metallica. I take no responsibility for keeping you up during that period of time. By now it's like what? Is it like midnight midnight at your place? Or something based on what you wrote in the comments to another video the other day? Okie dokie. Let's hope it's worth your while. Let's hope it's worth my while as well. And let's hope some other people join us.
Here with all of you to celebrate.
There is Ian. Ian has more hair.
From Blizzard.
Even Ian has more hair than since I remember him last.
Nearest and dearest
let's maximize this.
Is the World of Warcraft expansion Shadowlands, and that's what we're here today to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
The development experience for Shadowlands over the course of last year was unforgettable for all sorts of reasons. But it's also something that really has taught the team, all of us, a lot
past midnight, just like a good World of Warcraft player, you're sticking around there. Good on you. It happens only once a year. Hopefully you can sleep in tomorrow morning.
Of our development team's efforts last year, it was a product of your efforts as well. It was the product of a conversation between us, the development team, and all of you.
How is the lag and how is the sound, Meadow's wife? Is it still okay on your end?
The beta for Shadowlands started earlier than any beta for a past expansion that I can recall. And over the course of last year, we had tons of folks in our beta
I'm just, you know, I'm just a little apprehensive about the fact that they only dedicated 25 minutes to this. 25 minutes! It can be intense. I would prefer to have an intense, fun stream rather than a drawn-out, nothing happening for 2 hours. I would prefer this, but at the same time, it's just weird. It's just weird, because it seems like a lot of things are supposed to be happening, right? Like, I think a lot of things will be happening. And in case you're thinking, why is this dude ranting, in case you just dropped in, please, my friend, it is a live commentary, live kind of friends gathered here. You're welcome here as well to take a look and to chip in the chat. I'm responding to people in the chat. We're just having a morning coffee in my case, and you know, whatever you're having there at your time of the day. Hello, Bigger City, my man, you're still here.
What you're going to hear about shortly is where we're headed in terms of the world, in terms of the story.
Let's listen to Ian.
Epic characters we've just been introduced to, major villains like the Jailer and Sylvanas. What's up with Anduin anyway?
What's up with Anduin indeed, Ian? That's my question.
Systems.
And I'm sick of Sylvanas. I'm sick with Sylvanas, I swear.
The way we need to work on our systems, as we've learned, is, of course, by first seeing how they're playing out in your hands. We couldn't really plan what we were going to do with legendaries, or where Torghast was going to go, or what was going to change about soulbinds.
Yeah, mate, Torghast needed loot.
Millions of players.
I could tell you straight up, from beta, mate.
Know what you think. And so I am pleased and excited to say that when we look at our systems, unlike in some past expansions at this point, we're not seeing anything that needs to be completely overhauled or
really, mate? How about Torghast and loot? Really, mate?
That are in many cases in need of iteration, and upon which we can build.
As far as the days, Bigger City, I'm thinking it has to be 2, just like normal BlizzCon, right? So it's today and tomorrow. And they have shorter days as well, it's not gonna go all day, they have only like a schedule on BlizzConline website.
Is the first major content update for Shadowlands. Let me turn it over to my colleague, Jeremy Fiesel, who can tell you all about it.
Oh, Jeremy Fiesel, okay.
Hi everybody,
I like him.
I'm Jeremy Fiesel. I am a designer on WoW, and it is my pleasure to get to introduce to you today a first look at what's next for World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
Okay, mate, tell us. Tell us. Exciting part. This is the exciting one. That's why we're here.
Let's talk a little bit about what we've accomplished so far. The champions of Azeroth have stepped foot in this otherworldly space known as the Shadowlands, the afterlife for all souls from Azeroth and beyond. Within the Shadowlands, we have met new allies, and we've fought a ton of new and interesting new enemies. We've joined covenants, and we've gained great power. And in this time, we have been able to deal with some of the immediate threats to our new covenant allies. We have taken down the Gorm and the Drust in Ardenweald, and the Forsworn in Bastion, and ultimately, we've been able to add some stability back to each of our new allies' home zones. Within the Shadowlands, we have also been able to help out many of the denizens that are undergoing this major lack of anima.
Don't care about anything that he's saying right now, I'll be honest with you, my friends, don't care about any of that. For me, I don't blame people who are having fun. In fact, I'm jealous. I'm a little bit jealous that you are having genuine fun. For me, the main thing reverted back to my good old way of playing, and that is leveling alts.
We've been able to take out
but 9.1 though, with Anduin flipping, I'm looking forward to that. I am.
In Castle Nathria. And yet, behind all of these
killed Sire Denathrius in LFR for the first time on my Windwalker Monk last night.
So what do we really know?
Good experience,
about
liked
the
it.
Jailer's dark designs up until this point?
Didn't get anything. That's a famous gyro freaking luck for you.
A dark
Loot for me, I don't get much of it.
That we can't spend even a moment too long in before getting unceremoniously swept out by the Jailer's forces. We know that the Maw has had this huge influx of souls, allowing the Jailer to gain massive amounts of power, as well as anima, thanks to the actions of Sire Denathrius. This has allowed the Maw to grow in great proportion, something we've been able to physically see just by looking out past Oribos.
Marco, good to hear from you, my friend.
In addition, every time we have tried to step foot into the Maw,
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I find my levels of enjoyment, but they're nowhere, my friend, anywhere near the level of 8.3 in BFA. Nowhere near the level I had with Horrific Visions. It's sad. So my hopes are up, right? My hopes are up that they bring it up a bit.
Make any real progress. The Jailer remains this mystery of the Shadowlands, and exactly what his dark designs are for the afterlife.
They do sound like salespersons, I agree with you. This guy less so. I think that Jeremy is actually quite real. Ian, becoming a director, became a lot more salesy, and Alan Brack, don't even get me started, mate.
Now you can imagine with a name like that, we're going to be
listen to
very
this.
centered around the Jailer's forces and his plans. What do him and his champion Sylvanas have in store for the rest of us?
Freaking Sylvanas.
And how does this influence our allies in Ardenweald, in Bastion, and elsewhere? The Jailer will make his first
Yes, Marco, the
attacks,
endgame is
showing
stale,
his
my friend.
hand, and we'll be forced to defend our brand new allies as we see what the Jailer's designs for the Shadowlands truly are. Let's take another look at that cinematic showing what fate has in store for Anduin.
Let's watch this. That was good. That was good. Let's do it. That was good.
Look around you. What makes you believe you're not just a weapon to achieve his ends?
Enough! Join our cause, or be made to serve.
Right now, you hold all the power. Make your choice, Sylvanas Windrunner.
She made her choice long ago, you muppet!
Despite all our efforts, the Maw continues to grow. What if Denathrius is...
This was probably my favorite cinematic, I'm sorry. This was probably my favorite cinematic so far in a while.
Cannot save the Shadowlands alone.
None of this should have happened.
Perhaps the Winter Queen could...
My Archon, a living soul seeks
Trojan horse is coming to town.
King. By all our measures, one who has spent his life striving for justice.
Did you see how Uther actually reacted? Pay attention, pay attention. Uther reacts.
His people.
See how his scar hurt?
One whose heart is true.
Very well. He may approach. Step forward. My Ascended have spoken of you. The king held captive in the maw.
That prison could not hold me forever.
Why have you come to Bastion?
You have a key that I need.
You will release this soul from your grasp.
No. He is bound to me.
Oh yeah, baby.
You were sought to bind your own brother.
CC? AoE CC? Oh man! I have to say, the defense system of Archon, the defense system of Kyrians, the chief security officer should be fired right now on the spot. Chief security officer out.
Flawlessly. 3 keys remain. Then they will see. Death was never meant to be chained.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there, but as you can imagine, we're not going to take a strike like that sitting down. We're going to call in the forces of all 4 of the Shadowlands Covenants. For the first time in years, they will all come together, now reinvigorated by anima and by our actions within the Shadowlands, to take the fight directly to the jailer. Within the Maw, we will uncover brand new, never-before-seen areas. We'll also be fighting off some new and never-before-seen enemies, of course, and naturally be uncovering some brand new Maw-themed rewards while we're at it. Our return to the Maw includes not only a chance for us to push back against the dark designs of the jailer in areas that previously were very forbidding for us, where we really weren't able to spend very much time there. Having a secure, solid foothold with all 4 covenants allows us to push back against that oppressive force.
What is this, garrisons in the Maw?
Stop the Eye of the Jailer in its tracks, exploring areas that we were unable to explore before. And our mounts will once again even hear our
Yeah,
call
because she is
within the
only,
Maw.
you will release
Not
this
only
soul from your grasp, and he's like, nah,
previously,
I'm not gonna release it. And she's like,
now
oh!
new allies of
Sad.
the covenants, changing things up there, but also some never-before-seen sections. Let's talk for a second about the largest of those sections.
Okay.
So in the finale of that cinematic, you saw that the jailer had sent his chains off out of the
pulling
Maw
like
into
a
the darkness.
landmass.
What he found there, that landmass shown there at the very end of that cinematic, is a landmass known as Korthia, and it makes up the largest new section of the Maw. Korthia is an ancient space that was lost in the in-between. It
Oh,
has its own
God.
strange
Another
creatures
space that was
that
lost.
inhabit it. But it's also inhabited by some of the characters we've previously seen in Oribos, including the Attendants and the Protectors.
That's
and some of their
called content
city
reuse. I'm okay
very
with it, by the way.
similar
Just give
to
me rewards.
Oribos. It is filled with mysteries, the likes of which the Shadowlands has yet to uncover. It is these ancient mysteries that the jailer is truly after. The secrets of this strange group that we've only barely hinted at, known as the First Ones. Heading back into this area will allow us to explore all of these new sections, entertain new content, meet new allies, and face off against new foes. And in addition, we will also see some brand new rewards. Some of the new rewards we'll find within the Maw include this Maw-themed undead horse, and a Maw hand mount.
The hand!
Actually, a giant severed hand.
The hand!
that you'll ride on the wrist section of.
Okay, okay.
Cool.
I need that.
And
I
of course,
need
there will
it.
be Maw-themed battle pets to collect as well, including your very own minion of domination. But our
The
true
hand
purpose within the Maw is not just to collect battle pets. That's just a part of it. The true purpose of bringing all 4 of the covenants together within the Maw, of course, is to be taking the attack directly to the jailer's doorstep, the central area where the jailer has holed up with
I
all
need
of
that
his
hand.
main minions is going to be
The hand!
as we raid the Sanctum of Domination.
What I also need is druid forms.
The Sanctum
Why
of
can't a
Domination
druid take a
will be
form of a
Torghast's
hand?
raid, and you'll finally be able to face off against the terrible terror group that I'm sure has kicked you out of Torghast more times than you want to mention at this point. You'll be able to take all of your allies and take the fight directly back to it. We'll also be facing off against the creature that is the actual eye of the jailer, and figure out really what is the jailer's eye here. Those of you that were fans of the
No, Marco, I actually think that that will be that very desirable one. The hand is gonna be locked behind, I'm gonna say rep grind, but not rep grind, but activities. They want your subscription, they want you to stick there. It's better than you just paying 20 bucks. I will tell you, I am not buying mounts from the store. I am not, right? But if they sold me that hand right now, I'd go right now and pay for it, right now. Honestly, guilty as charged, I will do that.
Old Dark, like this one, is going to have to feature our old nemesis, Kel'Thuzad. And finally, the culmination of the raid. At long last, we will be taking the fight directly to Sylvanas Windrunner, the Banshee Queen.
Freaking
herself.
don't let it be a redemption thing. Oh my god, don't want a redemption arc.
Shadowlands. But we're not going to spoil that for you today. However, can't wait for you to see what happens at the end. But the Sanctum of Domination is not the only Sanctum of the Jailer. We'll be seeing additional updates to Torghast, the Tower of the Damned.
Okay.
Including the unlocking of brand new, never-before-seen wings. These wings have a brand new art kit.
What is
as well
loot?
as new floors and new floor layouts, and should feel like something you haven't seen in Torghast up until now. You'll be facing off against brand new foes with dastardly ways in order to stop your ascent, new traps to trip you up, and of course, to help us fight against all of these dastardly minions of the Jailer, brand new game-changing powers will be available as well. Moving on to additional updates within Chains of Domination, fans of the Operation Megadungeon from our previous patches,
That's interesting
will be happy
too.
to learn that we are once again bringing back the concept of the Megadungeon. A Megadungeon is an 8-boss dungeon, epic in scale, and always has some unique and interesting loot that you can't find anywhere else. The Megadungeon for Chains of Domination is going to be focused around the enigmatic traders.
I have an opinion on Megadungeon, by the way, starting from Operation Mechagon and finishing with this. If I forget, remind me, I actually want to say something about it.
Portals, an auction house, and various different broker cartels that have
No
made
loots,
their home.
Lewin.
We're going to be learning more about broker
No loots,
culture
my friend.
and meeting some new and
Just
different
new enemies to fight.
haven't seen
For
up until
funsies.
now. This is an 8-boss dungeon, and in Chains of Domination will be available as Mythic only for now. Within the Broker Mega Dungeon, we will be facing off against brand new Broker Cartel members, including Dastardly Broker Assassins
Dastardly.
and 4 armed Broker Guards. The second half of the dungeon, as we start to exit the Broker Trading City, will feature a heist section, as we chase a broker that has stolen an artifact and plans to use it for his own purposes.
Hey,
As we
Mike.
chase this broker through the heist section.
Yes, I agree, Marco. At least some lower, just to bring us up to, like, almost like they used to give tokens to bring up your alts. They need to just give that catch up loot in Torghast. I agree with you.
Against none other than an infinite pirate dragon. A trust that needs no explanation. So let's move on to the rewards. The rewards of this mega dungeon
Bring it.
include things that we will only see within broker culture. Some very special broker pets, including a broker-themed cat.
Cute, but see how they're talking about rewards only from Mega Dungeon, not from Torghast? That's not good.
And we'll get to see one of the pets.
I like that broker cat, by the way.
actually
Broker
uses
cat
as
is cute.
currency. These strange worms that they found on another world and have scintillating eyes that are gem-like. It's sort of like a living sign of your wealth for the high ends of the broker cartel.
Like it.
You might be able to purchase one of those within the dungeon, or fight an enemy in order to obtain one of them. And we'll be able to obtain the broker's special and interesting disc mount, which they fly around their trading city with. In addition, there's going to be a dazzling array of different weaponry for you to collect as well.
Yeah,
now
that's
let's
alright.
move on to updates to some of our Covenant systems. We've been fighting hard to
That's
gain
it for Torghast, my friends.
Covenants,
That's it for Torghast.
soulbinds, and additional
Nothing
conduits. We'll be expanding upon a lot of these systems.
of immediate
Some
impact.
of the ideas that we're thinking about include adding additional conduits, different conduit types, and expanding the soulbind system. Our general goal here is to give you more options in terms of how you specialize your character within your Covenant and how you gain additional power levels. We're very early on in the ideation phase here, and we'd love
Why
to
are
hear
you
from
early in the
What
ideation phase? What have you been doing this whole freaking time, Jeremy?
Power grow within your Covenant.
I hate that.
Patch 9.1 also brings with it flying, something that we mentioned a while back, and we're sticking
Okay,
to
flying,
it. There's
okay.
no rep grind associated with flying.
Oh.
You simply just need to continue completing activities for your Covenant, and your Covenant's
But they're time-gated anyway, those activities for the Covenant.
automatically. But we're not simply going to be unlocking flying in Chains of Domination. No, we want to do everything heavily Covenant themed, because it's all about working for your Covenants. So completing the flying will also unlock a new...
Yeah, Mike, I'm with you, Mike.
flying
If Torghast is not
specific
giving
to
us
your Covenant.
anything else other than some new types of enemies, which
Activating
I'm
anima
hoping that
through
maybe
Eternal
that's not
Forge
it.
Has allowed your stewards to once again produce
My
this
opinion is just not
powerful
gonna
flying
change. I'm gonna
century
do it
that
because
hasn't
I
been seen
have
in
to.
ages. For the Night Fae, activating wild seeds with anima that were thought lost to the drought will reawaken our powerful ally in the Wolf Serpent.
Okay.
For the
Wolf
Maldirect
Serpent,
series,
really?
the Necrolords
Someone was drinking
naturally
heavily when they
go to
invented
their
this.
natural
Wolf
environment,
Serpent.
throw a saddle on one of the giant corpse flies buzzing around their backyard, and send that on into combat. There's
Not a
one
fan.
thing that you do know, they're not going to be afraid of the stench of death. And for the Venthyr, activating anima within Revendreth has allowed us to empower these Stoneborn brutes, giving us anima-infused Stoneborn allies
Cute.
as our brand new flying mounts.
Not bad.
But that's not all. Continuing to advance your Covenant and your Renown will also unlock a set of cosmetic armor. Cosmetic armor sets can be
Freaking
worn
why
by any armor
cosmetic?
type,
Why only
from
cosmetic?
cloth
Oh my
to
god,
plate.
I'm sick of
And they
it.
can be mixed and matched with any of your transmog outfits if you want to take just pieces of them, producing a variety of different unique outfit possibilities. The cosmetic armor set for the Kyrian is stylized after a Kyrian courier who might be rushing across the fields of Bastion with a missive. It's very lightweight, it's very airy. For the Night Fae, your cosmetic outfit will be themed around the Forest Defenders and includes many natural wildlife elements, including the horns of the Great Stag and the leaves.
Well, I guess
of
the
various
interns at
flora
Blizzard have something to do,
around
so
Arden.
they designed
As
that.
you can see, the colors here are actually themed after the seasons as well.
Yes,
For the
better than flies,
Necrolords,
yes.
We went all the way back to the Warcraft 3 initial idea of the Necromancer in this classically inspired Necromancer set, updated with Necrolord colors. Every
Bearable.
Necrolord will finally get
This
to
is
also
bearable.
have a little bit of Necromancer in them as well. And finally, for the Venthyr, no
Come on, Venthyr.
transmog set would truly be complete without a set of finery, just waiting for the next Venthyr fancy party to break out. Venthyr players will be able to obtain these fancy outfits for whenever you need to
How is
head
that
out to
fancy?
a ball.
How is
Chains of
that
Domination
fancy? Oh my
will
god,
also
I'm sitting
herald
here
the
holding my breath and you show me that.
Shadowlands
Oh
Season
my
2,
god.
where we will be using the addition of a brand
No.
new Domination-themed affix for Mythic Plus, an item level increase across the board in terms of available item levels. that
I
you
don't
can
always,
get
if you guys are not
just
reading the
by
chat,
the Shadowlands.
Bika City
We'll also be
says,
seeing
I
the
don't
beginning
always
of
go
PvP
into Mortal
Season 2.
Kombat, but when
The
I
second
do,
special
I like
this
to
PvP
wear
season
bathrobe.
that we're looking for is an honor talent refresh. The idea here is to take a look at some of our unused or underutilized honor talents and freshen them up a bit, change things around in terms of the PvP metagame.
No,
We'll
Meadow's
also
wife, it's
see
not
the
exciting, that is the
introduction of
problem.
seasonal
The problem
rewards.
is that we are not here to
These
bash
include
Blizzard. Problem
both
is that I'm
brand
just...
new colors
oh,
of
I
the
am just
Platinum
offering it for...
and Mythic Plus achievement mounts, as well
Not
as
exciting.
the Vicious mounts. In this case, the Vicious mount is the Gorm. The Gorm was already pretty vicious, so slapping a couple
Okay,
of pieces
Gorm
of
is
armor
cute,
on
but
that
you'd have
and
to... I don't know
sending
what
them
you have
out
to do
into
for
combat
this.
was a
What?
natural thing for the forces of the Alliance.
It's cute.
Horde
I mean,
to
by
do.
cute I mean...
Alright, Let's take a
cool-ish.
second to recap everything coming at you in Chains of Domination. First, we've got some major story quests, including a lot of the main characters of the Shadowlands, that are centered most specifically around the designs and plans.
In all fairness, they're bringing quite a few things. Problem is that they haven't given me personally and people who play like me what I really craved. They are doubling down on no loot for Torghast. They are not addressing what I think is a very, very serious plea for that from the players.
Including this new area known as Korthia.
So, yeah, Korthia might have much in
We
it.
will be taking the fights directly to the jailer
Not convinced,
himself
not
in
convinced.
the Sanctum of Domination raid, which has the final boss as Sylvanas Windrunner. And we'll be making updates to Torghast, including some never-before-seen wings, floors...
Yeah, it just misses the 5th bullet point. New
We'll be
loot!
introducing a new Megadungeon, themed around the brokers as a floating broker trading city.
Alright,
New
Megadungeons,
bosses to fight
Megadungeons,
that are very easy to attain. We're going to be expanding upon the conduit.
The last Megadungeon that I enjoyed and that I thought was serving the purpose and it was fantastic was Karazhan.
And alongside that,
I used to
we'll
call
be
it
seeing some brand
Karajan,
new
but I'm not sure.
Covenant
They
rewards,
refer to it as Karazhan.
including Covenant-themed
So,
flying mounts,
Karazhan was a good
Covenant-themed
Mega
cosmetic armor
Dungeon.
sets,
Now,
both of which will be
Mechagon,
available in a
Operation
variety of
Mechagon,
different colors to collect.
I think that thematically it was pretty cool, it was very well done and stuff, but it was too long and the loot was not as attractive to make you endure this. Because we went to Karazhan, I would like to remind you, good old Karazhan, because of the loot. The loot was better, significantly better than anything else that used to give you something in the game back then, outside of raiding. And in this particular case, they really do not sell me these mega dungeons, other than again through some pets, through some other kind of stuff. Let's just drop now out of the full screen view and kind of wrap up what we've just seen here. Look, what are your thoughts? Let's just have a little chat here in the chat if anyone feels like speaking up a little bit here. I've been talking throughout this whole thing. I hope you enjoyed this little session with us, mini stream as we would call it. Once again, I apologize for quality, I apologize for maybe lack of organization that some more pro people do. I'm not a streamer, I'm not gonna be one either. But I'm really, really grateful for everyone for joining me today. And if you want to keep going, I have time. If you have interest, let's listen to this Shani Edwards, who will talk to us about the Wandering Ancient Mount. I had no interest, but I'm happy to expand into this and talk about that and just see what's up. But mounts are generally not my jam, other than the hand that they presented to us. The hand is gonna be my jam, gonna be my major jam. But what are they doing now with this making of Wandering Ancient? I don't know if I'm actually interested. These I like. Not sure.
For World of Warcraft, I work with a team of 3 other art producers, and together the 4 of us are responsible for the tracking.
Thanks Marco, thanks Mike, thanks everyone.
Assets that go into the game.
What is this faint, lovely girl talking about?
When the Wandering Ancient was chosen, I was given the task
and this John
to
McConnell
bring it to
man.
life. First step in the task was to get together a reference board. I looked at fan art done by the community. I collected reference from past iterations of Ancients. That actually was like...
Looks like we're stuck watching the thing, because the segments are so short, my friends, that it only makes sense extending this stream by half an hour and just seeing exactly what they have in store for us with this Ancient Mount. My prediction, and I'm not gonna want to be cynical, I'm just want to continue being honest with you as I always am, is that it's not the most exciting mount. When they were asking us to vote what mount we wanted, I did not vote on this.
Fits their purpose, and so looking back and researching that and seeing that is what helped me kind of inform where I went from there. Once I have that reference board put together, and
you know what, I'm gonna save you the time, my friends, actually. You know what, I'm seeing people drop off right now from the stream, from the live peeking stream. Well, some people come back, some people go out. Again, I appreciate all the interest. I'm sure you will watch the VOD afterwards. And there will be other videos. What I'd like to do now, however, why I'm kind of thinking about wrapping up this stream is because I think it is time for me to jump into the Diablo and see what's up in Diablo, almost catch up on it. It makes no sense to live stream it because we all have been here, we've missed out, so I think it's time for us to catch up on that. And please look out for more videos on the channel where I will basically explain it. That's actually very pretty. That's actually a very good looking mount.
the whole point of the
I'm more
concept is
impressed with
just
this now from what they've
always
just
a
seen than I
blueprint
thought,
or a guide.
for what it's
From there,
worth.
I open up 3D Max, I start
Thank you
modeling
boys,
it.
thank you
I ended
girls,
up
thank you
keeping
everyone
a
for
lot
being
of the
here
foliage
today.
that
I'm gonna
was
wrap up
in the
stream in
originals
5
and shit
seconds or whatever or
because a lot of
so,
that stuff was
and
already
I'll be
there.
speaking
And
with
then
you
there
very
was
very
a
soon,
couple
very shortly,
major parts
like
of
we
the
always do on
creature
the
that
channel.
had to be
Talk in the
created from
comments, it was
scratch.
nice
So
to
that
hear
would
from
be
some new people
like
as
his
well.
main torso,
So
his
yeah,
head,
subscribe if you haven't
and
already,
tree.
and if you are
for
currently
those,
just kind
I
of popped in
used
and were